Alright, this is take two. My first one kind of fucked up the audio. So I guess you guys aren't gonna get my raw emotions. But essentially, I wanted to do a video, another rant video, in response to the Reddit thread that came up. And no, you know, I'm not trying to be salty Mike. I'm not trying to be like a content creator. But you know, the takes on that thread were just so dumb that it kind of lives rent free in my head, and I felt like it deserved the video. So I wanted to go over a few things, like some of the big highlights in the thread. One of them being like the concept that, you know, I could do that. The idea that the mob or the PvP player is gonna pick up their rifle, hop in a ship, and just start boarding and pirating people. So it's easy to blob, right? Blobbing being get a couple of people together in a couple of ships with a dampener, find someone, disable them, board them, and kill them, and take their loot. And honestly, it's a very valid and good way to do piracy. But it also, like, everything's in your favor. You basically have the entire advantage the whole time. And a lot of the pirate orgs that you see are more blob PvP orgs than they are pirate orgs. And when I say that, I mean they don't really. Most of them really don't give a shit about the hit. They'll get on site. They'll disable a ship. There'll be like 10 people sitting around, quote unquote, you know, providing air cover, and nobody's actually moving the cargo because they don't really care about the cargo. It's like an afterthought. They're just as happy, you know, for people, for the Bob's friends to come and to devolve into a fight for an hour or two, which we'll get into in a second. But you know, boardings, stealthy boarding requires a completely different skill set. And that skill set requires you to be able to slip past Overwatch. So like if they have Connie watching out for ships coming in, then you got the people actually in the turrets watching to make sure if anybody's trying to sneak in, and they got the people in Atmo, or not Atmo, in UBA moving the boxes, and then like some people on the ship. So this is a common scenario. Like I see this with like a Hull C, a Polaris, an Akani, and they're on a reclaimer or whatever, and they're all loading up the Hull C. And so I've got to slip past like all of them, and decide who and when to kill, without alerting anyone. And then when I do alert everybody, I gotta make sure like that element of surprise works in my favor enough that I can get to the bridge and run off with the ship. And this idea that like a Bob or a PvPer is gonna have the skill set to know when to move, where to hide, who to target, who to prioritize, when to shoot, when not to shoot. And then there's also like what people don't like really account for is the adrenaline that like pumps through your body when you're doing these hits. When I first started, I would literally shake. Like my I'd have to like take a deep breath because my hand, my right hand would like shake and it would mess up my aim. Because I was like thinking about, okay, all the things that I need to do. I'm ruining this guy's day. All sorts of things. Now I'm better about it. I can like control that, and that all that comes from all of this comes from doing it over and over and over again, right? Practice. And the only way to practice, it's not like we have like a mission or AC for this. Every hit's different. The only way to practice is to do it over and over again. And so if the Bob and PvPers, want to go through that 20, 30, 40 times and fail over and over again, I'm all for it. Please, I want more content creators to watch because there's not a lot of raw footage of boarding gameplay. But the thing is, like, you're gonna fail the first like 30, 40 times. And then once you fail all those times, guess what you are? You're a pirate because you're practicing and you're doing it. So it's not like something you can just jump into. Sure, you might get one or two ships that are unaware and you get bored, and sure. But like, that doesn't make you a pirate. What makes you a pirate is the ability to consistently pull off a hit no matter how much the hit transforms midway through. I mean, like, there are plenty of times I think I've got a handle on the hit, and then everything will change, right? So another ship will come in, something will explode, someone will catch me. So, yeah, it's I don't know, it's a little pretentious, or not pretentious, presumptuous, to say that like you could just pick up and start doing piracy, or this boarding piracy. But I do want to loop back to like the PvPer versus pirate discussion, because like that came up too. Like, how do you not consider yourself a PvPer? You're killing people, right? The reason I don't consider myself a PvPer is because I'm not in it for the PvP. My skill set and what I care about is using all of my skills and all of my luck and all of my previous knowledge to get in, hit the Bob, and get out with the loot in as short of time and as least conflict as possible. And that's because it doesn't benefit me at all to get into a protracted fight. Like, I'm not there to shoot ships down or to get in a constant fight with respawning enemies. If I end up getting into a fight, I'm doing my job wrong most of the time. Like, as a pirate, all I care about is the loot. Sometimes I don't even kill the I don't even kill the pilot. I just get in this while he's moving cargo. I just get in his pilot seat, and then once he's done loading up, I take off because I don't care about the kill. It's not about the kill. It's about taking the loot in a skillful way. And so people who say that like it doesn't take any skill, it's super easy, blah blah blah. Again, please go ahead and show me. Because I've been doing this for, I don't know, many years. I've got over 350 boarding videos and like, I don't know, 80 plus hit videos, and I haven't even been recording the whole time I've been pirating. So if you think you can do it better, or you think you can do it, you think it's easy, go ahead, show me. But yeah, that's the difference between a PvPer and a pirate. I'm in there to get in and out with the loot. A PvPer just wants to, has no problem sitting there on site fighting over and over and over and over again, and making it a big org battle, and losing the hit. Because at the end of the day, they don't give a shit about the hit. They care about the fight. I did want to talk about the whole concept of like the interaction between pirates and PvEers, right? That was another big one. They were really hammering at the fact that there's not enough interaction. Why all you do is blow my brains out from behind, and you're not even attempting to extort all my brain. I want to start with the extort bullshit, because that's what it is. It's a it's a little horse shit. I have 400 or 500 hits under my belt boardings, and if you noticed in my playlist, I have 4 extortions, 4 successful extortions out of all of those, and I'll tell you why. Because every single time I try to reason with the mob, all they're doing is biding their time to self-destruct, trying to pull out their gun to kill me, get their friends there to kill me, doing everything in their power to essentially one-up the situation, which is fine. That's what I would be doing in their situation too, right? Like, trying to figure out a way to get out of the mess. But let's not pretend you actually care about the roleplay and the interaction and the ransom, because you don't. All you want is more time to kill me, and more power to you. Use whatever trick you can to get out of the situation I put you in. But fuck you if you think I'm gonna let you get away with it, because you're whining on Spectrum about it. Is this a hit? No, it's not a hit. And then there's the roleplay aspect. Like, people expect me to like tilt my hat at you and good day, sir. You are being relieved of your goods unless you pay a fine, and they want me to make them feel good about the interaction and all that stuff. Like, no, like, I'm not here to roleplay. I don't give a shit how you feel about the situation. That's not my gameplay loop. I know it sucks to lose, but I'm not your therapist. I'm playing a pirate. I'm playing a legitimate gameplay loop, which is to steal from other players. So I'm not gonna sit there and like try and make you feel good about the interaction by doing a song and dance. It's stupid. It's a stupid ask, and only a role player and a Bob would think to say that role play is necessary to pirate someone. And I can show you that it's completely false, because I've got hundreds of videos proving it that I don't need to. And in the future, let's talk about consequences now. Let's talk about, oh my god, there needs to be more consequences, because like if there were consequences, you wouldn't be able to do what you do, and you'd have to extort more. Alright, first off, the game's been in development for 13 years. I've been here for the full 13, right? CIG gets nowhere fast. And so I want to start by saying, like, I don't do forward-looking statements. Like, I don't theory craft, because CIG goes back on their word like every 2 seconds. So anything you bring up, it doesn't matter. What matters is the right now this piracy, and I change my gameplay every time the patch changes, and every time they change, like when they accidentally put a 20-kilometer teleport zone, I change my gameplay then too. So yeah, talking about like the future state of the game is kind of stupid, but I'll go ahead and humor you for a second. What consequences? Alright, so I basically never leave the belt, Grimhex, or Pyro. I occasionally will land on like Horse in like every at the beginning of the patch, and maybe when like everything is broken and I need to stash the stuff away. Although I do spawn at Crew L1 because Grimhex always breaks, so that would kind of suck if I couldn't land at Crew L1 anymore. But for the most part, like, I don't fucking give a shit if the whole system doesn't like me, because I don't visit the whole system at all. And then, like, let's talk about the criminal gameplay, or the crime stat rating, right? First of all, I purposefully don't kill you. I don't know if you guys watch my videos at all, but I only knock you down. The second I get a red marker, I'm done. I don't finish you off. And that's because finishing somebody off is a crime stat 3. Just knocking you down on the floor, plus shooting in the first place, is a crime stat 2. And guess what? The crime stat 2 is payable. Should it be that way? I don't know. You can complain to CAG all you like, but that's probably not going to change forever. Again, because CAG doesn't care until they're done with Squadron 42. So I don't care about the future state of the game, it's the current state. Now let's talk reputation, though. Like, again, I don't interact with any of the other systems. Unless you want the security to come hunt me down constantly, which I think a lot of you do, right? You want the god marker of bounty hunting on me at all times. You could probably make an argument for that, but only assuming I have the crime stat. I don't think the reputation will make it so that you know, everybody will come hunt me down. It'd have to be the crime stat. They just won't do business with me. But I highly doubt we're ever gonna get to the point where I have to worry. Like, look, I'm constantly moving. I sit on site at a player ship maybe 60 seconds. Sometimes I can get out within like less than 60 seconds. There was a video I'd gone in 60 seconds I did. It was funny. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what consequences you are talking about, but I will tell you, you guys are the ones that took away my main consequence. The one that hurt me the most, and really hit my wallet over and over again, was having to restock up on armor and weapons and everything every time I died. I would buy 5 million UEC worth of kits every single time, Warzov, 100 at a time. And that shit is expensive, like, you know, with the 15,000 yellow tractor beam, that's, you know, buy 100 of those. So yeah, every time I join, every time I play a new patch, everything, I buy 100 more sets. I actually buy 100 sets in multiple locations, just in case I need to equip really quick. You guys took all that away, so I have like no fear because I keep all my gear, including my cool Scorch scope. So now I play even more ballsy because you know, there's like 0 consequences. The one consequence I actually liked. So yeah, great on you guys. Congratulations, you get to keep your armor, but so do I. What else did they complain about? Pull out my phone. Alright, here we go. Oh, yeah, okay. Let's talk about, the game loop, in general. Like, they brought up this idea that, like, when CIG properly makes the game loop. Guys, this isn't a mission. I don't go to the contracts and click a button and get a pirating mission. And a lot of you seem to think that's the direction pirating should go. That's just stupid. Pirating is not a planned activity. It's open sandbox. I would never play a game where I take a mission and getting told what to do. That's such Bob mentality. Like, at least, you know, the players who go around commodity trading and buying commodities and moving it from one place to another without a mission, I can kind of respect those people because they're making their own game loop. They're interacting with the systems. They're not being told exactly what to do. Yeah, no, this idea that I'm gonna like go to specific locations because CIG tells me to and then curated content is absolute dog shit stupid. I'm sorry. That's never gonna happen. Now, we can talk about like the breaching charges thing. I actually wanted to do breaching charges. I don't know if you guys remember about this, but there was well, there still is, the mining things you attach to asteroids. Before you could actually shoot them and they would explode, until some jerks, I should say, start killing people in stations, and CIG took the ability to like blow them up. I would be happy to use a breaching charge to blow the door. I don't even care if it's super loud. Like, let them hear it throughout the entire ship if you want. Getting through that door airlock is you know, probably my biggest concern. first and foremost. But the hacking gameplay, I definitely can't condone, because the thing is, if you look at every one of my videos, I have 30 seconds or less to get through an airlock door. Any longer, I'm pretty much guaranteed to get caught unless they're really fucking dumb. And so, like, if I'm sitting there playing a mini game and it takes longer than 30 seconds, or if there's a chance of failure or something, yeah, it ain't gonna work for Piracy. So yeah, this idea that we should have like some specific gameplay loop to pop open doors, and then I could already hear you guys complaining in my head. Oh my god, like I literally could just read the thread now. Oh well, it should be harder. You shouldn't be able to pop a door. Blah 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 blah. Except, how am I ever gonna board you? If it takes so long that literally all you have to do is press SWASD or whatever, and move 100 meters from me in like 2 seconds. Like, there's no way for me to board you then. And then I just gotta soft death you all the time. And let's be honest, I'm doing the harder part of Piracy. I could make my job 1,000 times easier by just asking Buck to come with his Cuddy Blue and dampen you, and we could soft death you and take your loot. I mean, that's 100 times easier than me having to sneak on board and kill you. Oops, I pushed that a little hard. But I do it this way because it takes more skill. It's more fun. I think you know, as a solo player, it gives me more of a challenge. Oh, and then now we're gonna segue into challenge, right? The guy was like, and yet, like, he is living rent free in my head. I'm not, but you know, whatever. Yeah, he basically said that I don't want a challenge, and that couldn't be further from the truth. Some of my best hits and some of my favorite hits are ones where everything goes tits up. When, you know, a ship comes in, an escort comes in and catches me, I get caught inside, and then all of a sudden the whole ship's alert, and I'm having to fight down hallways. Basically, yeah, like, anytime, like, something goes horribly wrong, like, you know, every time that happens, I get a little bit better skill-wise, and deal with a wider range of situations, and when I come up on top for those situations, you know, it feels good. But on the flip side of that, again, I'm doing my job wrong if I'm getting into those harder situations, because is to, you know, stack every modifier I can to make that conflict as easy and simple as possible. So yes, I avoid confrontation and the challenge, as you so put it, as much as possible, because that's not my goal. But do I not like the challenge? No, that's bullshit. I mean, like, literally some of the best times I've had were when it all goes tits up, but organically goes tits up, right? Like, I don't need some arbitrary thing like an alarm making that happen. And so, you know, you guys would be like, oh, blah blah blah, you know, we need all of these things to protect us. 7 PDCs, I need alarms, I need you to be shot on sight. Okay, come on. You're flying a capital ship. The Reclaimer is a capital ship, an industrial capital ship. If you're flying it alone, first off, you deserve to get hit. I'm sorry. That is a minimum crew, like, what, a 4? I think it's 4 or 5. Oh well. That does happen. You know, you should have people on board. It's not my fault that you're not utilizing the in-game features that are already there, like your radar, like the fact that a hit marker shows when I shoot the airlock door. Some guy mentioned the fact that I even show up on your comms list when I get inside your ship. All of these things are things you could be paying attention to, but instead you'd rather have all these people role playing inside and not paying attention to and not you just don't you don't have any risk. You know what, that's the problem. We expose you to risk. We make you think about these things, and you don't like that. And I get it, you don't like that, but you kind of have it like really simple and easy when you can make 3 to 5 million an hour just printing money. We're kind of a necessary evil, and I don't care how much you don't agree with that. I 100% believe it. And I want to go back to the role-playing aspect of, like, you guys role-playing in your ships. Fucking put a helmet on. Like, you know how many shots it takes for me to kill you when you take off your helmet so you can look at your pretty hair of your female character? One. It takes me one shot. And I dome you instantly. Put your helmet on. Wear armor. Use your weapon. Look at this guy. See? Bob. You can tell he's a Bob because he doesn't have his helmet on. Like, these are dead giveaways.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system. Your insurance claim has been sent. Thank you. Please visit us again.
Yes, you're a Bob. We can tell. So yeah, I don't know. It's really stupid to, like, not wear your helmet inside your ship. He doesn't even have all of his ammo. I could kill this guy in 2 seconds. Anyway, that's my rant.